All right, Andrew, a deal breaker.
For women?
Sure.
I'll give you two easy ones.
Okay.
Cruelty to children and the elderly. Deal breakers, massive deal breakers.
Definitely
Yeah,
deal breaker.
this is like for anyone, right?
Yeah.
No, not for anyone.
Definitely
It's
a deal.
particularly like, I think you look at the nurturing, or what you consider the nature of a woman to be nurturing. You know, you find some women who talk shit about kids. Maybe you don't, but in these circles, you find them all the time. Anti-natalist, people like this, actually mock children, mock what they call breeders, mock what they call women who actually take care of their children, mock motherhood. Right? One of the representations of the view that I have, even though feminists hate my guts, is I feel like I represent real women in that worldview better than most, because ultimately what I see over and over and over again from liberal progressive scumbags and from the liberal atheist mind and from the feminist mind is that they are anti-natalist, they hate children, and they hate the elderly, and they mock them incessantly.
Oh, wow.
Constantly, all the time, nonstop. I would say those are the two, if I had to really think about it, the two biggest red flags. Any type of feminist who does any mockery of actual motherhood, that's the biggest red flag. I would run the other direction.
Why did you have to start that with feminist before? Doesn't feminist just someone who wants equality between two genders? I'm gonna start something crazy.
That's where the mindset stems
What
from.
they-
Wait, can you say that one more time?
Doesn't
So-
feminist just mean equality between the two genders?
Is
Or
that what that
That's
means,
it's the definition. In,
Sure, I'll grant
like,
the definition.
modern-
Is that what it means?
I'm a poli-sci student. Yes.
Sure.
In our classes, it means that someone who's
Equality,
advocating-
how?
Legal equality, social equality.
What's social equality?
It would require a lot of different determinants.
Like the draft, would that be social equality?
Are there any feminists?
I just wanted to ask you. I was asking you why
I'm
had to
I'm giving you
classify
an example.
No, you're asking
of
me
how,
more questions.
Of how, well, through the question, it gives you the example of how you can see where feminists in the one side of their mouth will say that we want social equality. Now, the other side of their mouth really are not striving for actual social equality. What they're striving for is supremacy, female supremacy. And this is why you constantly see the victimhood, and I see it time and time again, of what I call Schrodinger's feminists, which is, I'm an empowered boss bitch, I'm awesome, but the patriarchy is oppressing me. It's like, well, it can't be both. Either the patriarchy is oppressing you, or you're a badass boss bitch CEO. Like, which one is it?
I wouldn't say the patriarchy is legally oppressive, but I'd say there are societal norms and standards that impact women on their daily lives.
Oh, like
that
what?
fundamentally impact how they act.
Yeah, like what?
Knowing that men play chess and women play checkers. Now I'm scared. Now I'm scared to go talk to a man because they play chess. And now I think I'm not good enough. I have imposter syndrome. Maybe that's my fault for not having a dad. But
Keep going.
Here's my question
I'm
to
confused
you.
as you're-
Do you know any feminists that are pro-life? Are feminists pro-life?
personally, I'm sure I don't know any
No,
personally. but I'm sure
they're
there might be.
usually pro-abortion. They're usually for people being able to have abortion. So
Yeah.
when he's talking about women that display cruelty towards children and
Anti-natalism.
even prenatal babies
good
in the
point,
womb.
Millie.
It is relevant to say feminist because we know that the feminists are the loudest about aborting unborn babies, and many of them I've literally debated on the streets talk about thinking that it's okay to abort full-term babies. Okay, so when you have women, I talked to a feminist who literally had babies being eaten by alligator earrings hanging off of her ears, and talking about how wonderful it was to abort all these babies. And I think that it's relevant to talk about feminism because those people are the loudest about being able to abort babies.
I don't think that comes from a place of disliking children or holding animosity towards children. I think it's more saying, as a woman, I shouldn't be tied down to this one outcome of raising a family and having a child.
Is that because is that attack your children?
It's all me.
It's putting yourself before the life of a child.
But is that because of the fear of having to take on the responsibility of the child alone, as opposed to getting the support from the father?
Maybe let's say I got pregnant tomorrow. I forgot to take my birth control. Look at me, premarital sex. What a slut. Okay, yeah, but this is
I didn't
just a
say that.
theoretical. Let's say I got pregnant. You guys would all want me to have it. What about I want to go to law school. I'm
Me.
a poli-sci major.
Me.
Okay, but
Okay,
what's wrong with having a
Because
this is-
that's not.
This is the
so
point.
my
a
question.
I'm
centered
telling
view,
you,
a
this is the
self-centered
point to the
view.
red flag.
So-
What I'm saying is that The fact that all I heard is me, also me.
Well, a
hang
man
on,
would be
hang on,
able
let
to
me
do that
finish.
and not receive any
Let me
backlash
finish
for
I'll
it and
explain.
go to law school and
Do
finish
you want
law
the
school.
answer or not?
Go for it.
So when you go me, I, me, I'll kill
Change
the
the
kid
split.
because then I can get the shit that I want.
Yeah.
We think of that as being fucking monstrous. We think of it, we think of it literally akin to a monster. A monster is the
What's
type
more-
of person who would say, I'm going to do shit that I want, give myself the life that I want, get all the material gains that I want, at the expense of killing children. I literally cannot define a monster better than that.
I wish my mom had aborted me. She was a horrible
Oh.
mother. She did not have the money. She did not have the
Now the
money
truth
to take
comes
care
out,
of me.
doesn't it?
No, it's not because I'm suicidal, but I just wanted to make
well, that's
thank
really
you.
that's really strange.
I
though.
just
You're
wanted
not.
to make a really aggressive
You wish
point.
your mom would have aborted
Can you let me finish my
But
sentences?
you're not. You're not want. You don't want to unalive yourself. It's so weird.
No. I do. Okay, but what I'm saying is my mom was not capable financially of raising a child at
So-
that time, and it gave me a way shittier life that I have to
That's-
deal with every day. Oh, I know, me. Yeah, but if she had, she was old, whatever. But like, if someone who was super young, who's not
How
financially
old?
responsible yet.
Now, what if
Well,
your
that's
mother?
why I
What
asked
if your
you-
mother
wait,
had
that's-
you,
It is
but she
relevant.
put you?
40.
No.
What if
That's
she
not that
had
old.
you, but it put you up for adoption, and you were adopted by a very well-off mother and father that gave you
That
the
would
best
have been
life?
great, but she wasn't going to do that, and she didn't. I'm saying if I was about to have a kid right now, I would have a horrible life. So I think it would be better off for everyone, not to mention the issues with the foster
Even
care
if you
system.
adopt, even if you put it
That
for
makes-
adoption.
I have a friend who's been in the foster care
Then
since
why wouldn't
system,
you just okay?
and she got adopted.
Let me get this right.
She did not like it.
You don't want to unalive yourself right now, right?
No.
Right
Well,
now.
I mean,
Because you have a good life, right?
eh.
Okay. I actually. So I have a question.
Well, hang on. Let me finish the line of inquiry. Do you have a good life
Do you wanna
now?
talk to my therapist?
And that's why you don't. Of course, you have a therapist, but I'm guessing you don't want to unalive yourself.
I mean, I'm here.
Oh, that doesn't answer the question.
Okay, I didn't mean actually like I wish I was dead. I was saying,
But that's
in
what
some
that's what that would
circumstances-
be.
In some circumstances, abortion would be better.
Yeah, I get it. But in your case, you said, I wish my mother would have aborted me. This is, I wish my mother would have killed me so I wasn't alive today because my childhood was rough.
Not just that, but yeah, sure.
Well,
I
what
would
else?
say that.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
In your example, when you said, because I want to go to law school and if tomorrow I got pregnant, you made the choice to engage in sex, correct? In this
Okay.
hypothetical.
But I
We're
was
just talking
saying-
about this
yeah.
theoretical that you set up. But don't you think it's a bit absurd to make the most vulnerable person in that entire dynamic the most responsible for your actions and the actions that you engaged in?
The most vulnerable person being
The baby?
the egg that has not even, the semen has not even reached it.
Well,
yet.
if you have an abortion, that
That
means
wouldn't be
it's-
an
That wouldn't be an
that's
abortion.
not.
What
That's
if
a
I
whole
took a
different-
morning after pill?
What if
That's
you did?
not
That's
an
not the
abortion.
theoretical. That's not the.
But would that be chill vibes with all
That's,
y'all?
that's
Well,
not.
What
that's,
if-
that's not what we're. That's not what we're.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
We're
not
not
even what
talking
you
about that.
post.
Let's grant
Okay.
all of those. Okay. At what point is the cutoff for you
For
to
what?
abort?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not.
You have
I'm a
no
poli-sci
idea.
major. I'm
so
not
then
a
who
medical.
cares? Right. So then it's a distinction with no merit. If you can't tell us when life.
So then why did you say
if
it's
you
an
can't
egg?
tell us when
Okay,
life
when
begins.
the medical people say the heart, whatever is important, I
The
don't know
medical
the
people don't tell you
actual-
when life begins. They can't. It's an ontological question.
There's something in the law that's been demarcated.
Yeah,
about
you know when
this.
human life is agreed on for beginning by all scientists on
What is-
planet
what is
Earth?
that?
Conception.
Acquisition
Conception.
by scientists.
There's
By
a-
all scientists,
If you
yes.
take a biology
A
course,
spark
that
of
is what.
light.
That's human
happens.
life. There's no way around it.
The moment of conception, when the sperm meets the egg, there's literally a flash of light that happens. And
Can we get a camera on that?
can-
inside the
yeah,
body?
it's actually been documented.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
And what's your name, by the way?
Renee.
Renee, beautiful name. I'm
I
sorry.
don't know. It's a big pile on. Probably gonna move it on here in a second.
I just want to say, first of all, I'm glad you're here. I have to say that because I really feel sad that you've said that just now. But my question was, you mentioned the financial aspect. Do you think if men took accountability for their actions with the women, both taking accountability that for the child that they've created, that they've helped create, do you think that more women would feel the need to do this? Because you mentioned only a
Men
financial
don't have
concern.
choice. They have to take accountability.
I didn't
Well, no,
mean
I'm just saying
I
in
didn't
the-
mean
in the
financially
event.
was the only thing. I also think my parents were just both mentally unfit to have a child at all, which I don't want you guys to take that too seriously when I'm like, I wish I was aborted. That's obviously like a talking point. It's obviously a...
Was it a talking point?
Yeah, it was, because you
then
you
when
say
I
stuff
followed
like
up
that
with
all the
you,
time.
do you want to be alive right now? You're like, nah, well,
Because I'm funny and people in this day and age don't want to live sometimes. I don't know. But what's it called?
I mean, that
To answer her question,
sounds kind of miserable.
it's a joke. To answer her question,
Sounds like cope, not a joke.
I don't mean. My point that I was trying to make was that there are some circumstances where I just think the parents should not be parents at all. Like, it would just be worse for anything that was born, like, regardless. Like, I just think, like, maybe I don't mean, like, I don't want to live at all, but, like, I would have rather been born to a million other different parents, and I know that's impossible, and it's a lottery.
Yeah, but
what
I
I'm
don't
saying
understand
is,
why these are exclusive positions.
So
You can have
having-
horrible parents after the baby is born, and you know what happens if there's horrible parents? Kid gets taken out and placed with another family.
Right.
Same
Not
exact thing that
always.
she just suggested.
not
Sometimes
always.
it's
But
like
that's
just bad.
But here's the thing: you
That's
can't
not
always
and the
you
system is
can't
not
put
good.
an always on it. It's like saying, well, we shouldn't outlaw murder because there's always going to be some murders. Yeah, there are. There's nothing you can do to mitigate
you a relativist too?
100% everything. That's not relativism. It's the opposite of relativism. It's not even pragmatism. It's recognizing objective reality. That sure, even if you outlaw murder, there's still going to be murders. But these are not exclusive positions. I understand saying, well, you can have bad parents. Yeah, that's true. What does that have to do with aborting children?
maybe some parents know that they would be bad
They
parents
don't
at the
have to
time.
keep
and
the
would
child.
abort the
They
child.
Why
can put
wouldn't
the
they
child
be?
for
Why
adoption.
wouldn't
The foster care system is awful. I'm
adoption
sorry.
is not the same as
It's
the
not- it's not
foster
foster
care
care.
system.
Okay,
Why are
maybe they
people-
don't have
Not only
anyone
that,
who's
but,
ready
you
to
know-
adopt.
Why are people who are not prepared to take the consequences of their actions having sex to begin with? Because then you are blaming the child for the consequences of your actions, like the miss over there said, that you're putting the full onus of the consequence on that unborn baby because you chose to be irresponsible. That is a reactionary response. And I would say that a man is just as dangerous as a woman who decides to abort the child. But it in no way would benefit you to even be with somebody, a man especially, who tells you, yeah, I want to kill my own child. That man can't be trusted to take care of you either. So in what way, for what reason does it make sense to punish a child because you choose to be irresponsible in your own day-to-day life and that man? That is the most feminine thing I could
Maybe
even
you're not
think of.
punishing the child, you're saving the child.
By murdering it.
Yes. By the life it would have
Yes.
had if it was
Yes.
born.
Wait,
You're
what?
saving it from the life it would have had if it was born.
How benevolent of you.
Yes.
That's
By
why
killing it.
So where's
now
the-
this is why the benevolent patriarchy must exist. Because if we left it to people like you say, you know, the most benevolent thing we could do is fucking kill you. That's literally your line of
If
logic.
there were
here.
better like welfare societal systems in place, maybe
How about responsible
for,
men?
for
Oh,
children.
it's just that we don't have enough welfare.
Yeah.
Which demographic would you thought, if you had to think about it, takes up a huge majority of welfare funds?
Single mothers.
Oh, well, I thought we just didn't have enough of a welfare system, but they're getting tons of cash from the welfare system. What the fuck are you talking about?
Didn't the welfare system actually incentivize the degradation of the family
Especially
unit?
in particular communities, yes.